welcome to YouTube Tuesday with me, Jessica Brigden of JessBCreativeCardiology. Now you can tell this is not the usual location for my videos. David and I got down to Myrtle Beach last night, and so I've got a different little phone setup here that I'm trying, and it doesn't seem to be staying real well. So I guess we'll just hold it a little bit until I can flip it around here. So welcome. I hope you are having a great day and a great end to your week here as we head on into the weekend. So I've got a couple of projects prepped to continue with our Peaceful Garden Sweet Collection. So I'm going to be showing you a quick gift for this adorable little wrapped Hershey bar. I call it a Hershey slider because with the little ribbon here and the pull tab, you can slide it right out of the gift wrap. All right, I've also got a pretty little scrapbook page. I know I don't do a lot of scrapbook pages here on my Creative Cardiology channel, but I think you're gonna like this one, and you could even frame it as a piece of framed art too. So if you are here, let me know, give me that thumbs up. All right, pop a comment down below for me, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So here we go. All right, so like I said, I'm going to flip this around. Okay, I've got a new setup here while we're out of town. I didn't bring my heavy photo mount. Okay, so whoops. All right, so pop this in here and see what's going on. Okay, so all right, David's popping in to say hi. You're probably wondering where he is, but I sent him down to run a couple errands. So we spent 2 days in the car together, and then we've been running a few errands today. So since I already had things prepped for this video, I said, okay, you can skedaddle, and I will see if I can have him join me on Tuesday. Okay, so hopefully hopefully you're not too disappointed that David is not here with me at the moment, but never fear, he will be making a return next Tuesday for one of his comedic card making videos. I brought one of the new kits collection for him, so that should be manageable. Hi, Luann. Hello, hello. Yes, it is sunny out. It's a little bit hazy, but the temperature is right around 70, which is amazing. Although I heard the weather has been quite beautiful in New York since we left, so perhaps it's just mocking us. I don't know. But it is nice to see the sunshine here and smell the salt air and hear the ocean breeze for a bit. So we're excited about that. Unfortunately, I have to have the door closed so you can't hear that. Otherwise, that is all you would hear would be that background noise. So we do what we can. Yes, David's saying he'll be back. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our cute little wrapped Hershey bar. This is what I call the Hershey slider. Again, when you wrap it all up and pull the ribbon, and then the chocolate slides out. All right, and then you can put it back in, but it's kind of fun, and it's a nice gift that you don't have to destroy the beautiful packaging to access the candy. You can unpack it, take the chocolate out, and then you can still re-gift it. You can you know, pop another chocolate bar back in there. You still have these cute things here. So you need one standard Hershey bar. This is the 1.55 ounce, 43 gram. All right, you can use your chocolate of choice, but can't go wrong with Hershey's. Okay, so for our project here, you need a square, and I am using the Peaceful Garden Sweet Collection again. Okay, I love these from the mini catalog, but actually I just checked while the dies came back in stock, the designer paper is now out of stock, expected to be back, I believe, the week of December 1st. Okay, so you snooze, you lose with these fabulous items. Somebody mentioned to me, well, how are things running out already? And I said, well, this catalog has been available since September, so we're actually nearing the very end. We're heading into the last month of the catalog, so some of these seasonal items will be running out of stock fairly soon. So make sure if there's something on your list that you want, make sure you get that, okay? All right, so for this, I'm starting with some Misty Moonlight. You need a square of cardstock, and this is 5.5 inches square, 5.5 by 5.5. And I've cut my Peaceful Garden Designer Series paper. I'm using this pretty little leaf pattern. The back side is a cloud cover. Well, it looks like clouds, kind of a splatter. All right, so this is 5.5 inches across, and it is 4.5 inches tall. I did this so that I would have a border of the Misty Moonlight there on the top and the bottom. So this is pretty, like I said, this is a really easy, quick little gift, something fun. You could hand these out when you go through the drive-through, well, any drive-through really, right? Or you could stick one in the mailbox for the post office, the mail delivery, or anywhere you go. They make nice, quick and easy little gifts. Hey, Doris, how are you? So this is what we do. Oh yes, too bad David not helping today. I banished him from, no, he had a couple phone calls, so I said, okay, why don't you go make those right now, and he'll join me on Tuesday. So for our Hershey slider bar to start with, again, our cardstock is 5.5 inches square, and our Peaceful Garden paper, or whatever papers you were using, are 4.5 by 5.5, and we simply stick these together, okay? Quick and easy. Now, for our wrapper here, I like to use some Terran tape, all right? Nice, super sticky, and it goes exactly where you want it. So I'm going to place a strip of the Terran tape here along the left side. Is that where I want it? I better check. Yes. So this is going to, oh, okay, I want it like that. So yes, this is along. All right, so if I'm doing it like this, along the left side, okay? The nice thing is this is square, so no matter where you put your first strip of adhesive, it's still gonna work, okay? So the way it's gonna work here, you're gonna wrap it around your Hershey bar, okay? And then one end is gonna overlap the other. So what I like to do to make it extra secure, because of course this is an interactive project, it's one designed to be played with here. So I wanna make sure it's not gonna pop open on me. So if you put a line of adhesive here on the left, then go ahead, flip this over, all right, and then you're gonna put another line of adhesive on the left here on the back side. So you need 2 strips of the Terran tape. Okay, so 2 strips of the Terran tape. I'm gonna make it so my seam is here on the top so you can see how this goes together. Okay, so you've got your Hershey bar. I put it face down. Okay, I've got the back side. What I want to do first, all right, so I've cut approximately 16 inches here of that Misty Moonlight shimmer ribbon from the Peaceful Garden collection. So while you're lining this up, take this ribbon end to end, wrap it around your Hershey bar, okay, and place this in the center here of your cardstock, okay? So now when we wrap one side over, okay, go ahead and remove that Terran tape and then hold this, gently hold this in place, okay? Then you're gonna take the second piece of Terran tape and then you're going to gently wrap this one over the other, okay? We do want to make sure that our cardstock lines up here at the top. I think I did pretty good, and lines up at the bottom. Okay, so we've got a nice, just little center seam along the back. And because we have 2 lines of adhesive there, all right, you can even burnish this gently. You don't want to snap all your chocolate. All right, but just burnish that to make sure that tear and tape is nice and secure. And now we've got this beautifully decorated wrapper, and it's pretty quick and easy. So as a little decorative thing, I've taken a little bit of linen thread. Now this is actually a retired piece. Some of you may remember this. This was white and misty moonlight with a little bit of silver foil through there. And I had a bunch of this in my craft stash. I thought it would work really well. On this one, I just used some basic white of the baker's twine there, linen thread, whatever you've got, okay, just a skinny little piece. And this is nice because you could tie a knot, you know, in your ribbon here, but that's not going to give you as much to pull, and it's a little bit fancier, right? If you take the little piece of twine here behind your ribbon, okay, and then we're going to wrap around it and carefully tie this in a knot right there. Okay, let's hold it tight and double knot it. Okay, so I think I had about, I don't know, 8 inches, 7, 8 inches of ribbon there. Okay, and once you've double knotted it and it's nice and secure, okay, if you want, you can go ahead and do a little bow. Again, make it a little fancier. Okay, adjust that for your loops. But isn't that cute? All right, so using the Peaceful Garden dies, I did a sentiment label here with the basic white. Okay, so, all right. Now, when it came to the Peaceful Garden set, I was trying to decide what sentiments to use. And they have a lot of nice sentiments for cards, but I wanted something here for a gift. And I didn't want to put like sympathy on this, although I'm sure people enjoy chocolate at that time too. But so instead I pulled out the Snowflake Kisses stamp set. Loving this one for some seasonal sentiments that are just nice and winter. And my favorite one, I think I used this on Tuesday's card as well. But this is just nice. May the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship. We've also got sending warm hugs. Winter is warmer when we're together. These would be cute. You could do the same concept with a packet of hot cocoa. And that would be really cute. Maybe I should do that. Well, when we get home, okay. So it'll have to be after Thanksgiving. But when we get home, I could do that. I can show you the same concept with a packet of hot cocoa. And then you could do that when winter is warmer when we're together. But for now, yes, I'm going to use the friendship sentiment here. Okay, place this on my H block. I'm using Secret C as my ink color. Okay, and we're just stamp this right in the center here of our sentiment label. Very nice. Okay, so using a little bit of my Stampin' Seal, you could use your tear and tape, your liquid glue, okay? Favorite adhesive of choice. I'm going to place this in the center here of my Hershey bar. All right, and just carefully press that on there. Now also, just like the label, this pretty little leaf, as well as the glimmer paper are also from the Peaceful Garden Suite collection. Now when I die cut this, I did run it through with my adhesive sheet tucked to the back. So because of that, with it being such a intricate die cut, since I have the adhesive sheet on there already, I can just peel the backing off. Then I don't have to worry about trying to place glue on these tiny little leaves. And it's just a peel and stick, homemade sticker, okay? And then with this, you can just wrap that around as well. And press that into place. And if you want to dress it up a little bit, the little blue flowers are very pretty. So since Misty Moonlight is our color here today, I think I will use some of those. So we've got kind of small and medium flowers here. So I will place these around my sentiment label. And there we have it, our wrapped Hershey bar slider. All right, and then ta-da! So you can use your favorite candy of choice. Again, my packaging here with the 5.5-inch piece of cardstock is just right sized here for Hershey bars, but if you were wrapping, say, a Kit Kat or something, candy that is flat like this is much easier to wrap than, say, a Snickers bar, because that is a little bit more difficult. It's a little more rounded. Okay, so I do recommend a flatter candy. Even a pack of gum, right, would work well, and then you would just shorten the cardstock depending on the size of your chocolate, right? And you might need to make it a little bit longer to wrap all the way around. But I hope you enjoy the concept here. All right, and these are lots of fun, pretty, quick. All right, so now let me show you. I had an idea here for a scrapbook page as well, something that you could also frame. So I'm going to move my Hershey bars up. I'm actually using Stampin' Up's White Willow 12 by 12 cardstock here for this. All right, and I've got some pre-cut pieces. I did pretty well. I didn't bring a whole tub of stamping things on our trip with me like I usually do. I was a little cramped for time trying to get things packed with everything else that's going on. So I'm working with minimum supplies here. All right, so again, peaceful garden themed. I have a floral pattern here of the designer series paper. So this is 4 inches by 12. All right, and I'm using the floral pen. You could use the stars, but I am using the floral because I wanted this to not necessarily be winter, but just really could be used for any occasion. All right, then I have 2 strips. Again, I went with the crumb cake theme. The back side is the doves, but depending on how they cut, some of those get kind of cut in half, looks a little weird. So I'm using the crumb cake instead. So these are 1 by 12. I have 2 photo mats here in Secret C, and because I generally print my photos at 4 by 6, I went with 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 for my photo mats. Okay, if you were using, say, a 5 by 7 photo, you could go with 5 by 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. Really, it's up to you. Okay, I've pre-die cut my pieces here from the Peaceful Garden dies. So I've got a mat of the Misty Moonlight sentiment label here in the basic white. We've got a couple of our birds. All right, I cut those out of Cloud Cover. That's that lighter blue, kind of the blue-gray. And then I did another little sprig, and you can see the difference between, in the glimmer paper, you get the Cloud Cover, the Misty Moonlight, and the Secret Sea. You get all 3 shades of glimmer paper in that pack. So this is the Misty Moonlight, is the brighter blue, and then the Secret Sea here is the darker. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull these all together. And I'm gonna grab my wink of Stella here. All right, I thought I had a sponge dauber too, but I didn't pack that. Okay, so let's clear this off and we will mount our larger piece of Peaceful Garden Designer Series paper first. Like I said, this is 4 by 12, okay? And I'm using some Stampin' Seal, but you could easily go ahead and use your multi-purpose liquid glue, whatever you've got there, okay? So I'm going to place this towards the bottom of my page, not quite all the way at the bottom, but like 1.5 inches, okay? 1.5 inches up from the bottom here. Okay, and place that right there. So we've got 1.5 inch border, okay? And then our Designer Series paper. We're gonna take the first strip here of the crumb cake pattern. Again, just do a little strip of adhesive on here. Now, I intended this to go right up along my floral pattern, and that actually looks pretty good. I had one piece that I had done, apparently cut my paper a little bit crooked, and it wasn't as straight across as I liked. I had a little gap, so in that case, I overlapped. All right, so depending on how you how your paper cuts, all right, if you need to overlap a little bit, go ahead. Okay, but today it's looking pretty straight, so I'm just putting that right there on top. Hi, Polly. Hello, hello. We just did this adorable little Hershey slider packet, and now we are making a cute little scrapbook page here with our Peaceful Garden suite. We are taking the second piece of 1 by 12 crumb cake, and this one I'm going to place right up at the very top, okay? So right up at the very top. There we go. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a gap in here, and that'll be good because this is where we will place our sentiment. All right, we'll have a little kind of a window there for some journaling or a title, okay? And then we've got our photo mats again, because I do 4 by 6 photos quite often. I matted these at 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And by doing that as well, you can get you can actually get 3 mats from an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. So you can kind of see this come together here. Now I wanted to make sure that my photo mats here, I want them even on the left and the right, and I want them in a nice kind of a even layer here along the bottom. Okay, so I think that works. This border here matches the one at the bottom of the page. Okay, and then that still gives me room for my journaling there. Okay, I think we're good. So now that we've got this laid out, we can go ahead and stick these photo mats down. Okay, so there we go. I think that one's good. Okay, and then we'll adhere this one. Now, of course, if you're scrapping this, you could change the orientation. You could have both of your pieces together. All right, you can, you could do them both landscape. It's really up to you, okay? When it comes to scrapbooking, do what works for your photos, but hopefully this gives you a nice idea, okay? All right, good. We're evenly spaced there. Okay, so let's go ahead and place our Misty Moonlight die cut mat first, and let's have that be, and let's center that, okay, above my photo. Yeah, I think that works. I am going to use that same sentiment from, well, actually, no, I'm going to use a different one. You could that one would be cute. If you wanted a winter page, this one from the Snowflake Kisses, that sentiment is really cute. What you might not be aware is there is actually an additional stamp set called Peaceful Days, because Stampin' Up! Does have a whole scrapbooking workshop kit. If you like everything pre-designed for you, Stampin' Up! Has a packet, I believe it's $33, and it features the Peaceful Days designer series paper. It comes with a cutting guide and the whole works, and it makes 6 scrapbook pages. It's 3 2-page layouts for a total of 6 pages, and this is an additional stamp set that goes with that. So this is an online exclusive. That's why you haven't seen it in the September to December mini catalog. But this one's nice. It is designed a little more for scrapbooking with the sentiments here. But I love this one. My happy place is wherever I'm with you. All right, so we're going to use that sentiment here. And it's a little bit tight on this white label, but it does fit. Okay, again, using some Misty Moonlight here. So let's ink this up nice. Hey, Mary Jo, how are you? Always enjoy seeing photos of your horseback riding. And this would be a nice layout for that too. You could put a couple of your beautiful pictures on here. All right, so this sentiment does fit on the peaceful garden layouts. The only thing, the little bit of the Y right there along the bottom, a little bit of the Y gets cut off, but to me, when we're mounting it here on the photo mat, I don't think it's noticeable enough to really worry about, so I am okay with that. And you could always add a little bit of embellishment or something like that too if that really drives you nuts, but I'm okay. I'd rather have the loops on the H and the L in place and just a little bit of that cut off. I'm okay with that. Okay. Oh, I miss you too. I know, one of these days. Oh, Ziggy says hi, Diana. Diana is my mother-in-law. She is watching our kitty Ziggy for us while we're gone. So we really appreciate that, making sure she stays well fed and has some company. So we've got these cute little cloud cover bluebirds here, and we could place them anywhere you want. You could use just one, you could use 2. And I've got the little sprig here of the glimmer paper. I think that might be kind of cute. All right, you could also just kind of place it right up the center of your photos. Lots of ideas. Again, when you are using these intricate dies, make sure you adhere some of the adhesive sheet. All right, just cut a section of adhesive sheet first, mount it on the back of your glimmer paper, and then once you've die cut it, you have a sticker. You can just do the peel and stick, okay? So much easier. Oops, I've got a little piece there. Okay, so let's see here. Depending on what section of glimmer paper or of the adhesive sheet I use, sometimes there's a seam, and it looks like I may have had a seam. So I just want to make sure I get all of that backing off. Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, so I'm going to put my sprig right up here. You can bend it even however you like. We'll use dimensionals here on the back of our birds. I've got a new package of dimensionals. So fun. Whew. Okay, so yeah, I think 1 dimensional on that bird, 2 on this one should do it. So I'm gonna put my first bird, let's see, let's nestle it in the branches. I tucked it behind the sprig. Okay, and this one, let's see. What do you guys think? Should I place my second bird up by the sentiment, Or should I do that down? I kind of like that. Down here on one of my photo mats. I kind of like it over here. Yeah. All right. You guys vote where I place the second bird. And I'm going to show you my Wink of Stella trick. Okay. I think I showed this Tuesday's video. Love my Wink of Stella. And on Tuesday, I showed how you could refill it. Whoa, we got little, whoa, we've got Stella. All right, I refilled it, so it's super glittery. And I am going to paint a little bit here. On my bird. All right, paint it a little bit here on the feathers. Well, you know what? Let's do the whole bird. I like the Stella. Okay, so if you just refilled your Stella like I did, probably be a good idea to test it. Thankfully, it coordinates nicely with my page. All right, and it will dry, so it didn't ruin anything. Okay, but good idea to test it just in case. Okay. Yeah, so mine is a little bit runny because I did just refill it. So it is good and juicy in here. All right, just spread it out. That is a cool technique, is the splatter technique. I kind of like that. All right, so careful there where we get a little carried away. Okay, so what did you guys think? Where should I place the second bird? Okay. All right, oops. I did get a little off my page here, so let me clean that up. Got sparkles everywhere. And, all right, I think I'm gonna place it down here towards the left. Okay, make sure I keep it on the page, okay? But then it kind of coordinates and ties the whole thing in. So you can tell we've got lots of Stella on here, woo woo. Okay, what do you guys think? We got some glimmer paper. There we go. So there is our scrapbook page. It would be a beautiful title page. You could make a second one using the same layout and just rotate the page if you wanted a 2-page spread. Okay, you could combine this with the Peaceful Garden Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, or you could even add your photos here and put this in a frame, and then you'd have a beautiful piece of wall art as well. All right, make a beautiful gift for a loved one or addition to your home. So I hope you've enjoyed these fun project ideas today. We had our Hershey wrapped Hershey bar slider, always a fun gift, big hit. And we have our scrapbook page. All right, and before we go, I do want to give you a heads up that next Tuesday, that is November 25th, Stampin' Up! Is having a Thanksgiving weekend sale. Okay, so starting on Tuesday, November 25th through Monday, December 1st, Stampin' Up! Will be having a sale. I do not know all of the specifics. They have not published that, so I will find out just like you will early next Tuesday morning. Okay, the sale begins at 12:01 a.m. Mountain Time. So for those of us here on the East Coast, that's 2 a.m. Okay, and the discounts range anywhere from 15%, all right, 15% all the way to 40%. There's gonna be a whole range of things. Various card stocks will be at 15% off. There will also be like the Stampin' trimmer and trimmer blades. Those will be discounted. As far as the 40% off, I believe they said various Stampin' blends, ink pad bundles, and a few other things. So again, it kind of remains to be a surprise, but it's a pretty wide range sale for the amount of products that are included. So great time to get some of those awesome Stampin' Up! Items that you've had on your wish list. Great time. Even adhesive. They never put adhesive on sale, and that too. I don't know if it's all adhesives or just specific ones. But this will be a great time to stock up on cardstocks, adhesives, and all those favorites. Okay, so again, keep that in mind. Mark your calendar for the best selection. That begins on Tuesday, November 25th, and it runs through December 1st. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Like I said, David will be joining me next Tuesday. We'll be trying out one of the new Kits collection items, and we'll put him to work. So don't forget to give me that thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.